Welcome to the Original Podcast. I'm going to be your guide, navigator, narrator, host, DJ Double OG, as I take you through this special episode Cinco, episode number 5 of the Original Podcast, featuring myself, DJ Double OG. We got Are You Serious? We got D Jones, we got Schobie, and we got Twix. This episode is just me, D Jones, Are You Serious? And Schobie, man. We want to send our love to Twix and condolences to his family as he's going through a hard time in the passing of his family. So Twix won't be in this episode, but we send him his love and he's here in spirit. Listen, we're going to start off like last episode with some behind the scenes. This time we was talking about chicken fingers. Raising Cane's versus Culvers, or like Schobie likes to call it, Culver's Sons. I don't know where she gets the Culver's Sons from in Culvers, but anyway. So let's take y'all right into the conversation. It's your boy DJ Double OG. This is the Original Podcast, and I'm your narrator, navigator, and host, DJ Double OG. This is our conversation about Culvers versus Raising Cane's.
Hey, I think Culver's is a bit overrated and expensive.
Expensive, yes. Overrated. It's too expensive for the price. Yeah.
Well, what is their rating? To say it's overrated is a better question. What you got to rate it at? Like, what's the overall sense of a Culver's?
Like if I go to McDonald's and I go to Culver's, I'm probably gonna be satisfied the same. Culver's burgers are a little better.
Ain't nobody ever said Culver's is the best food I've ever had. Like I'm saying, like what ranking?
Oh no,
is that?
Well, because my nigga D.O. Double said when Scoob asked should she go to Culver's, and D.O. Double's like, that's always a good choice. I don't know.
Always a good choice.
It's an easy go. You ain't gonna lose.
You look fair. Now if there's a Cane's by you, like go ahead and jump on that Cane's.
Oh, and I don't understand because it's just chicken fingers.
Man, that sauce ain't
like they don't say nothing. They don't even sell nothing else.
Nah, them that sauce and that bread and them fries. Shit,
so he was right. Just chicken fingers, bread.
Yeah,
chicken finger and fries. You act like you gave me extra stuff on the menu.
The toast is good.
That nigga said, no, they ain't got just chicken fingers. They got French fries. Give me them sides, nigga.
And they got toast.
Okay. It's the sauce. That cane sauce said it, nigga. I try to make some cane sauce in the kitchen.
Listen, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but if you go to Target and go to the Target branded sauces, they got a chicken sauce. It's the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Chick-fil-A sauce is good. They get that Polynesian sauce. That should sound like
fire. Polynesian sauce from Chick-fil-A is good too.
Yeah, that should sound like fire.
Culver's ain't got no special sauce. Y'all ain't getting her.
Damn,
you get this joint right here. This is literally the sauce. Nigga, don't put on your glasses like you couldn't see.
No, I was wiping them off.
That nigga said, hold on, wait, let me put on my glasses so I can read.
I was wiping them off. I'm trying to get a glare up off these motherfuckers.
Nah, but this stuff is literally the Chick-fil-A sauce. No different. Like it has the sandwich on the bottle and the damn chicken. Like, nigga, it's Chick-fil-A sauce.
That's right. It's DJ Double OG. I'm back. This is the Original Podcast. Honestly, I don't even know why I played that clip. Like, what are we talking about here? But I thought it was funny about the Polynesian sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce. We just have real conversations, you know. And sometimes we don't start our conversation with the serious topics. We have conversations before we even start the podcast. And I'm just putting y'all up on some of the conversations we have before we start the podcast, during the podcast, after, whatever. We just going to navigate you through. Next up, we talking about Amazon versus Walmart. Schobie says she don't order stuff on Amazon. She's never ordered anything on Amazon, and she don't trust Amazon. And we like, it's 2022, right? I don't know. Y'all tell me y'all opinion of this conversation. It's DJ Double OG. This is the Original Podcast. We talking about Amazon or Walmart.
I ain't never shopped on Amazon before.
Oh, you
ain't never shopped on Amazon? What's wrong with you?
Costco.
I don't like to shop online.
Amazon is
$30.
better than Walmart.
Amazon ain't got the galley goo whores walking around at night, so you can't be better.
But Amazon got everything you want though. Literally, there's nothing you can't buy on Amazon. There's nothing. You
I
can
just
buy.
don't like it.
Why? They bring it straight to your door.
I don't know. I ain't never been an online shopper. I never.
What you afraid of them taking your credit card? Don't be afraid of that.
It's a generational thing, right? Like we come from the generation where nigga, we went to the mall, right? We come from the generation where we went into the stores, you know what I mean, to like touch stuff, to try it on, things of that sort. It's a generational thing. So with the online shit, yeah, it's convenient, but shit, we still want to go to the mall and see what this fit like, or see what this is. I think I
want to feel myself spend my money, just not spend it by pushing a button.
It's a generational thing.
I flipped it up. My bad. I said I would rather sit on my couch and have a middle-aged white person going through a lot have to deliver my shit. And then they drop it off into my garage as well. So I have the key. So they'll literally drop it in your garage instead of putting it on your doorstep.
But are we talking about like items or like clothing?
Item, nigga. Who's buying clothes at Walmart?
No, online. Like just online. No, online shopping in general.
Yeah, I buy all my clothes online.
I don't buy.
I don't like to buy clothes online.
I got all my essential shit online. I got a whole bunch of clothes online.
The only thing that I just found pretty cool about online was grocery shopping, because like y'all just said, you can order it and they drop it off at your house. But as far as clothes, I ain't buying no clothes online. My clothes fit different. I went to the Mall of America last week, me and Sharon. I went to 4 different stores, and every store I wore, and this is personal, but I wore a different bra size in every damn store. It's ridiculous.
They got free returns.
Ridiculous. Thank you.
Well,
I got free returns, and they come and pick it up at your house.
Try to buy you some H&M online.
By who?
H&M.
I got some black jeans that I'm bringing to Hawaii. H&M black jeans online. Now what?
It's a little store. Well, for other people, H&M shit, because that shit is European. That shit cut different. Like nigga, I gotta go.
Well, nigga, you thick.
All right, that was our conversation about Walmart versus Amazon online shopping versus in-person shopping. Is it a generational thing? Is it a personal thing, preference, or whatever? Next up, man, first of all, listen, thank you for staying tuned and listening for this far into the podcast. I appreciate it. If you're listening past this part, you're a real champ. You're the real MVP, buddy. You're the real VIP. All right, listen, next up, we talking about Are You Serious? You know, he got an event coming up. I guess I could say it, because by the time this is out, we'll already be in Hawaii for his wedding. Are You Serious is getting married. And we was talking about the fit of the tux, and then that kind of led into another conversation. So this right here is DJ OG, Are You Serious, D Jones, Schobie, and we just talking about this upcoming wedding we got, and tuxedo fits. The fan said, "Why you got me wearing a slim cut tuxedo?"
You don't have to. You can switch your fits. There are 3 to 4 different fits. Nigga, you got a slim cut, Aaron?
I don't know what I got.
Exactly. I know your big butt ain't got no slim cut.
Like, you got the slim cut. I'm like, I didn't try nothing on. Like, literally, they just took my measurements and said,
yeah, because they know you ain't getting no slim fit. Same with Lil Chris. Lil Chris was like, man, how you got me in this slim fit? Nigga, just tell them to get you a different size. They have different variations of that color. I got it because some people like to wear the higher water ones with the loafers. So I wanted to be able to have the different variations for different people, because some of them other suits only come in the 1992 style.
See,
Aaron, are you wearing the high water ones?
No.
I'm not. What?
You wearing a regular suit.
With loafers?
I don't know. That would be kind of cute.
Wait, hold on. Wait, don't make that face to the high water loafer look, because that shit is fire.
Yeah,
this
family that does Dateline wore high waters with loafers with his pants, and I seen it for the first time yesterday watching the news. That threw me off.
For the first time.
You know what? It reminds
paid attention that his pants was high water.
You know that started in Africa. Them Africans came over to America.
Nigga, everybody's sitting here walking around looking like Pee Wee Herman, but we act like we forgot. Think about it. Look at Pee Wee Herman's suit. I bullshit you not. Look at Pee Wee Herman's suit right now, and then look at all these suits now. They're literally tailored exactly the same as Pee Wee Herman's gray suit. That is the style. These niggas don't know it, but they copying Pee Wee Herman.
I want to go on record and say, I was mocked and ridiculed in 2008 when I was wearing
for
my
your
high
roll
water
ups
pants
and your
for my
high water. I
roll-ups
still
and
can't
my
rock
high
that
water.
shit.
I was mocked and ridiculed.
I can't do that shit.
You
People
was a
finally came
fashion
around.
forward thinker, man.
I
They
can't
don't.
do it.
They ain't got no swag. I had to
Now
argue
all
with
these
my
niggas
kids.
is going to
Yeah.
brunch with their Chelsea boots, nigga, and they turtlenecks with the gold chain. That's the new douchebag uniform.
What Reg was in front of was the just like regular fitting or like just like regular fitting.
Form fitting.
No, I wouldn't say form because it wasn't
Not
necessarily
form, but
fitting.
just a
It was
regular
just
fit.
like regular fitting t-shirts. Like back when we was rocking, like I had this thing where nigga, if my t-shirt or my little button up didn't come past my elbows,
he wasn't rocking it.
Nigga, I wasn't rocking it. And Reg was always the cat that wore like the regular
t-shirts, nigga, the regular shirts. I wasn't
fact.
doing none of that weird shit because I knew it was gonna come up to catch me.
It wasn't weird. It was a style.
It was gonna catch you. Now that's what I'm trying to say. When you go to the extreme fashions of the day of the now, you end up looking goofy as time goes by. If you just stay in your lane and you stay in pocket, you be good.
This DJ Double OG, that was our conversation. This is the original podcast. We was talking about slim fit, different outfits, and how everybody jockeyed Pee Wee Herman style. I bet you didn't know you was jocking Pee Wee Herman style, did you? I bet you didn't know that. I didn't know that. All right, coming up next, man, we talking about how done is done, right? Do you want your steak well done, medium rare? You like your steak bloody, bleeding? Is it a cultural thing? Do black people like well done steak? Or black people like steak? It's just niggas that like well done steak. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let's find out in the conversation. This boy DJ Double OG, this the original podcast. How do you like your steak? It don't look done.
Nigga, it is done. Ain't no
that
pink.
That shit don't look red.
And it should have some pink.
It's got tomato in there.
Niggas is the only niggas that eat well done.
Nigga, you should eat well done food. No. Why do you want food that's not cooked all the way through?
No, beef.
What's wrong with y'all?
Steak, hamburger.
You just want to eat raw meat? That's what you want? You just like your meat bloody?
You go to a 5-star restaurant and ask for a well done steak. Nigga, they gonna look at you like you done tried to kill their daddy.
Guess what? I don't care. I'm gonna eat my well done steak. It's gonna be good. I don't want
that's not how it's supposed
to steak. Huh?
You gonna put steak sauce on it?
Man, I don't know.
Medium
I like hot sauce though, for real. I like hot sauce on my steak. I like hot sauce. I don't like A1 or Heinz 57. You give me some Franks or some Crystals, I'll be good.
One thing that's supposed to be touching that steak is that garlic butter with that rosemary on it.
That's it.
Garlic butter.
That's it.
What about Heinz? I don't know. I would still rather have Heinz 57 than A1.
No, because the steak is the star, right? The steak is the star. It doesn't need any co-stars. It doesn't need any, backup singers, nothing. You let that steak do what it's supposed to do, right? And you leave it alone.
If it's cooked right.
I like my steak still mooing. Like when you put it on the plate, I want to hear that motherfucker moo. You know what I mean? And I'm going to let the steak be the star. No sauce, no nothing.
That's disgusting.
Lil Pink, I don't want mine red and bleeding. He likes his shit bleeding. I'm not fucking with that. But I need a good pink. That's why your teeth messed up now, chewing them hard ass steaks.
My steak be tender.
All y'all be eating them damn well done steaks, all brown meat. Y'all be like, that table be shaking like a motherfucker trying to cut that steak. nigga, your cup spilling, everything moving on the table. You like, everything gone.
That boy, Are You Serious? Is straight Fuliosco. You talk about the whole table shaking trying to cut the steak. I don't care what none of them say. I don't want my steak red at all. You hear me? I need my joint fully done. All right, coming up next, man, we got Are You Serious? D Jones, Schobie, myself, the original podcast. We talking about unsolicited penis pictures. Yes, penis pictures. You know what? A dick pic. Do you send them? Do you receive them? Why?
I'm just reading, you know what I mean? If we can get that nigga Reg to, maybe throw a dick pic out there or something, you know what I mean?
There's plenty enough out there. I'm sure one of them gonna resurface.
What?
Ain't gonna be no surprise.
Hey, do you know that I tell this story, but I seen that shit on his phone one time on accident when I went to his crib.
It be there.
I went to.
You seen what?
When my dick pic.
When he lived on Sherman.
You gotta have one in the phone. You gotta have one in the arsenal.
I don't know what I was doing, but I asked the nigga to use his phone, and when I picked up the phone, the shit was just in the screen. I'm like, damn, this nigga dick big as hell.
You gotta have an arsenal. You just never know.
That's my brother, so I can say his dick big. I'm like, damn, this nigga big. It's big bigger than mine. I'm dead.
I'm not one of them lying ass niggas. I ain't never took no dick pic. What? How she know what she gonna get?
Hey, are unsolicited dick pics okay?
No.
It's not.
No.
It's only not okay when she thinks you ugly.
It's not okay when you're fine. I had a fine white guy send me one. He was fine. He was a white boy and he was fine, and he sent me, and I was shocked because he wasn't. I was like, you're not supposed to send that.
You can't be talking about groceries online and then 2 seconds later a dick pic's on your phone. Like that don't work. So if he was an idiot, then that's on him.
That made me
so they're okay or they're not okay? Really?
No, they're not okay. They're not okay.
Wait,
unsolicited means she never wanted to see it.
Wait, let me ask this, and this might be a bit personal. This might be a bit personal, Scoop, so excuse me in advance. Okay, but was his meat game, like, was it straight? Like, is it different if...
He threw me off because he was a white boy. I did not expect the white boy to have that much of a package. I thought white people didn't have penises. I had no clue. And that's why he was excited to send it, because he's like, I'm not a regular white guy. Check this out. Whoa, wait a second. And I thought he was nice until he did that. Then I was like, oh, you're one of them that think, because no, I'm good.
I'm trying to make you a slave. That's what it's about to do. It's about to call you a nigga.
Okay, all right. Well, unsolicited dick pics are a no.
Yes, D. Jones. Unsolicited penis pictures are a no-no. Do not send them unless she asks. Then send away. All right, coming up next, the N-word. We say it a lot. Is it okay for anybody else to say it, right? And I'm talking about anybody else. If you ain't an African-American black male from America, are you allowed to say the N-word? No, speaking of nigga, and I had this conversation with some dude at work because he's Mexican. Do you guys think it's okay for Mexicans, Asians, anybody that's not black to say nigga, like Somalians?
Where you think
that's okay?
It's only the person.
It depends on the person.
If you're not Afro-Latino and you don't look like you can't be like Spanish Latin, you can't be Asian, you can't be anything else. But if Africa ain't your base, I don't want to hear it. Ain't no such thing as I grew up around. All right, grow up around this fist.
Jones, what you think?
Like if it was Jamie, Tonio's girlfriend, she's Hispanic Dominican. She's never said it. But if I ever heard her say it, I wouldn't be offended at all.
Because she's a nigga.
She's, to me. You know what I'm saying? Like she's us. I would, but I have other friends that are Hispanic and different, and I wouldn't want them to say it because I don't know where it's coming from.
Like if you Mexican, don't say that around me. You're first generation American Mexican. You don't know. No, nigga, no.
Yeah, disrespectful, yeah. Especially out there in California, especially in Cali.
If you like Afro-Latino, you got a little Nigeria in you, something like that, then I guess we cool. I'm okay with it. But if you ain't got no black in you, if you're not considered like Afro-Latino.
What about Somalians?
Yeah, nigga, they're African. What
African.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay. But they not
you know what?
How you not want a Somalian?
Exactly. Like, well, because here, for me, and I could be bugging, but for me, it's a matter. See, I even get touchy. Like, am I gonna be offended? Like, if an Afro-Latino, says it? No, not really, right? I'm not. So I'm with you on that one, Reg. But I'm touchy about this because the word nigga is really like, for me, it's specific, or in my opinion, reserved for Black Americans. For me, you know what I mean? So that's why I get kind of touchy with it. Like if I hear a Somali say it, or Somalian say it, or or like a Nigerian, like, okay, like I don't have a problem with it. Let me be clear. I don't have a problem with it, but I don't know. You have to be of the culture, right? I think that's the biggest thing. You have to be of the culture for me to be to.
I call cap. I'll give you a prime example.
Okay.
Let's say you at the club, cat, you bump into some chick, you look up, it's Diana Taurasi. Y'all vibing, y'all chilling, y'all vibing, y'all chilling. You go back to the hotel, right? Y'all mouth kissing, right? And then she says to you, give me that nigga dick. What you gonna do? See, I'm combining both conversations.
What do you mean? No, I'm gonna give it to her, right? Like,
but you just said it's only good for the African.
Listen, I'll put up with a lot of bullshit for that. You know what I mean?
Because you looked up and you said, "Hey, Diana."
Hey, let me go here right quick. I'm going to digress just for a hot second because Reg's being spicy right now. Let me tell a quick story. So
I gave her because it applies.
So Reg being spicy. So
I'm not being spicy.
Okay. So one thing about me is that I love women's basketball. I've always loved women's basketball since I was a kid. I've always loved women's basketball. Right, loved it. Right, when the WNBA came, nigga, I was at a whole nother level. Like, absolutely loved it. So, anyways, I say all that to say, don't judge. Right?
Shout out to the four-time champion Lynx. But anyways, go ahead.
Hey, yo, word the mother. So one of my crushes was Diana Taurasi when she played for UConn. I used to have the biggest crush on Diana Taurasi. So she gets drafted. She goes to the Phoenix Mercury. We're in the club. Reg, what is this, about 0506?
Had to be a skate. It was a skate, yeah.
About 0506.
Yeah.
Right?
Had to be 05 probably.
So we in the club, we in Escape, and I see what do you call a group of really tall women? You know how like birds are a flock, you know,
Amazonians.
Like lions
a
are
forest.
Like
you call it a forest because they tall.
All right, there we go.
All right, forest of women.
I've seen a forest of women, and I have the thing for tall women, right? So I'm like, Reg, yo, we out. We got to get over here, right? So I'm getting closer to the forest, and I look, and I'm like, ain't no way. Is that Diana Taurasi? No. And I look over to Reg, and I'm like, Reg, nigga, I think that's Diana Taurasi. So Reg was like, yo, say something. So I go up to her, and I'm like, oh my God, are you Diana Taurasi? I go into straight groupie mode.
Groupie.
Like straight
groupie, nigga.
Mode. Oh my God, are you Diana Taurasi? She says to me, I don't know, would that be a bad thing? And then I was like, yo, right? So at that point, I'm like, yo, let me get back into Mac mode. I'm like, no, it ain't no bad thing, you know what I mean? Right? So I'm getting back into Mac mode. Fast forward to the story. I'm like, hey, we should dance. She's like, no. And the forest of women, they were like, girl, go ahead and dance with her, like gassing her. So Diana Taurasi turns around and throws that thing back at me. Let me tell you what, this is the greatest moment of my life. Diana Taurasi is throwing that thing at me. I just seen you a couple years ago in UConn, hitting fadeaway, turnaround baseline jumpers, and now you throwing that thing at me. Let me tell it, I was what, 22, 23? Let me tell it, bitch, we go together now. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we in love.
Right? And this is the first time I got curved. We danced, and then she was like, all right, yo, I'm just gonna go get a drink right quick, and then I'll be back. I was like, okay, because I ain't like these other niggas. Like, I'm a real one, you know. You need to holler at me, you know what I mean? She's like, yeah, no, I feel you. Nigga, she went up to the VIP and never. Oh man, I never talked to her ever.
And that's why we got VIP from that day forward. She couldn't dodge him anymore.
Yes. So when Reg talks about Diana Taurasi, that
I only said that because if she said that, if she called you a nigga, you'd be like, well, you know, that makes sense.
I mean, that's true. But
who am I to judge?
I mean, outside of those extenuating circumstances, like again, do I have a problem if like Red said, Afro Latinos, if you know, people from different countries from the continent, do they use it? No. Like, am I gonna smack fire out of them if I hear them use it? No. But does it feel a little a little weird. For me, it does, right? And it does too, because without getting on a tangent, a lot of other, we talked about this before, right? Is that a lot of other black folks, you know what I mean, or people that, you know, come from the continent, you know what I mean, whether they come from the continent or whether they're Jamaican, Bahamian, whatever, they do a very deliberate job of making sure they differentiate themselves from Black Americans. They just do, good, better, or different. I'm not saying it's whatever, like I feel you, you know what I mean? But they do such an intentional job of differentiating themselves from us. I feel like niggas ours.
Have you been listening to Tariq on Twitter? On Spaces?
I dipped into one of his spaces for a hot second,
but when I tell you that was gold, that is the best thing I've heard in a long time. He was just talking about like the impact that immigration has on African Americans, and how a lot of these immigrants, and he didn't even say specifically Africa. It was just all the African people kept coming into the conversation talking about how it wasn't how they're afraid in certain American areas, and how they don't trust a lot of the situations. And I'm like, yo, what have we done? Y'all called us African booty scratchers. Ain't nobody called y'all African booty scratchers since 1988. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, that's like saying black people say, yo, what up, homie G-Funk? Like, it's the same narrative. So he was like, yo, y'all not, I'm like, when we go to Africa, y'all don't want to do business with us. Y'all don't want to let us buy land. We can't get dual citizenship, but y'all come over here and everything is peachy keen based off of like civil rights movements and everything. And that 1960 something immigration law where they allowed black people to come, African and Caribbean countries to come into America and immigrate, because before that wasn't nobody coming over here because you couldn't. So civil rights made it possible for immigrants to come over here, because we were like, yo, we want y'all to come over here and join us and da-da-da. But what happened is you get places like, you get segregation. So you get places like Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, where it's literally segregated off. They don't combine with the African-American culture. They don't combine and try to team up with a lot of black people. And he's like, how has immigration helped us? Y'all come over here, and because you're immigrants not born from here, you have different programs as well to get different loans and other things and get you started. Because of immigration, you have different situations, different things that you can do. Me being born here, you can sometimes have a better chance of getting things because they say you're African American. Oh, well, you should be fine. You don't need any help. You don't need any programs. You don't need any of this. So, it was a lot of different stuff going on in the conversation, and Tariq was going in because they don't know who Tariq is. So they would be like, do you even know your history? You ever heard of Hidden Colors? I think I might know a little bit about something. So it was a good conversation.
You know what I think is unfortunate, to be honest with you, man, is I think that it's unfortunate, man, that we were programmed, I believe, you know what I mean, especially from a super young age. Yes, there you go, Reg. You know what I mean? That where us Black Americans, we were programmed to think that the continent of Africa and every country in it was fucking a jungle. There was zebras running around, giraffes. They were all naked, had bones in their nose, plates in their lip, right? And they were uncivilized people. But conversely, I do believe that, you know, Africans from the continent, right, and from those countries had the preconceived notion that, yo, Black Americans are lazy, they're thugs, they just all want to be rappers, you know what I mean? Things of that sort. So I think that there's a complete misunderstanding between the two, but I think that was it was a bit intentional, you know what I mean? And you're starting to see it manifest itself.
It was all the way intentional. It was all the way. It was perpetrated.
But that's why I said that only applies to 1995 and older, because we got, after that, we started getting more information. We got the internet now. We can actually have conversations with somebody in Africa right now for free, where you ain't got to pay $500 for a phone bill. Like, there's a lot of different situations in which we have access to Africa and be able to have conversations and see the culture and understand the culture. So all of that other stuff is just historical stuff passed on from generations. So you have the ability. It's just like no different than racism, though. It's no different than racism. It's passed down from generation to generation. You have to be able to fight through that and break that down, though. And that's the difference.
Hold on. Because
That's
in the
why I
school
said.
system, they still teaching kids. Like my kids don't know that Africa is a continent. You understand what I'm saying? I had to teach them that. They would think Africa is a country. You know what I'm saying? When we grew up,
Yeah,
we
I'm not
thought
talking about the
Africa was
schools.
A lot
You
of people
can't
a
do.
you can't expect the
country.
schools to teach your
A lot
kids
of people
though.
do.
That's a
So
very
my whole life,
dangerous thing.
I didn't grow up. I didn't know that Africa. You know what I'm saying? So I had to teach them like, no, Africa is a continent. You don't refer to the United States of America. You don't refer to North America, right? You refer to the United States of America, and then the North America. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't.
Yeah.
When people talk about Africa, they talk about the continent like it's a country. And like D. Jones said, they all lumped in together. Like I had to teach my kids, like Africa is not flat lands, and you know they thinking people live in dookie huts still. Yeah, it might be some dookie huts, but they also got houses, high
Listen,
rise. They
I'm
got
in
everything.
Sacramento. I got dookie huts down the street. These homeless in camps. I'm gonna show y'all a video one of these days of how bad it is out here, because I don't think y'all really understand how bad this homeless situation is, specifically in Sacramento, but in California as a whole, because of our weather and because of the laws and the different situations with California. Like my G, they will literally just put up shop anywhere. Like as soon as one tent pops up, you'll have 15 to 30 of those tents within 2 days. And I'm talking about they're everywhere. So it doesn't matter. You can be in the suburbs way out in Elk Grove, or you can be in Roseville. You can be anywhere in this area in Sacramento. And when I tell you, once again, my place is nice. 3 blocks down is a homeless encampment where they literally have the whole street lined up with tents and cars and everything. Like you can't drive 2 miles without seeing a homeless encampment. 2 miles, it's not possible to drive 2 miles anywhere in this area without seeing encampment. I'm talking about 30 to 40 people. There are highways on the side of the highways and side of these streets. Nigga, it's literally homeless. So when we talk about
It's
mud huts
getting
in
worse
Africa,
too.
yeah, so when we
Getting
talk about
worse.
mud huts in Africa, all you gotta do is go down the street. You can see some devastation down the street if you want. It's not that far away, so we ain't no better than everybody else.
And LA is even worse.
LA is bad, but up here it's crazy. Like you know how they got Skid Row? We just got skid. We just skid over here. Everything is just skidding. It's everywhere you go. Nigga, listen. It's crazy, my G. Like literally, people just lay down. You could be downtown anywhere. A nigga be like, yeah, that's about right, and go to sleep.
So as you can see, sometimes one conversation leads into many conversations. So we started with the N word, and we ended up talking about homelessness in America and the perception of Africans and African Americans, and our perception of Africa and their perception of us. And I don't know, man, if you got an opinion, man, drop a comment, like, share something. Let us know what you think about this conversation, because it gets deep, man. And everybody got an opinion. Coming up next, I ain't even going to tell y'all, Are You Serious is a fool, man. Y'all just got to watch for yourself.
They don't think that boy.
I'm just Nita from the block.
Como esta muy bien.
Sing it, Reg. Hey, yo, real quick. Can I ask a question right quick, man? Dollar, I've been wanting to ask you this, seeing that we're talking about singing and stuff like that, man. Like, yo, you've been in radio.
About singing?
No. I said I was talking about singing.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was singing. Yo,
singing?
What? You've been in the radio game for a minute, man. You've been in the engineer game for a minute. You know what I mean? In terms of like, you know, hip hop or just whatever. Yo, in your opinion, like, what's stopping Minnesota hip hop artists, right, to get into another level? Does that make sense? Like,
got to get out of Minnesota.
Like, what's stopping them, right? Like, is it? I don't know. Is it now? We're gonna disinclude everybody on the Rhyme Sayers crew, right? Like that's a whole nother thing, right? The whole Rhyme Sayers crew. Shout out to Rhyme Sayers. But outside of that, like, what, in your opinion, right? Because you've been doing this for a minute and you've engineered many sessions with Minneapolis or St. Paul or just Twin Cities hip hop artists. You've interviewed a lot on on Frogtown Radio. Like, in your opinion, like what's the problem, if any?
I can answer that.
I don't think it's you got to leave Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? What I think, I don't think you have to leave Minnesota to get on, but what I think you have to do is leave the streets alone and the hood alone to get on.
Oh, in Minnesota?
In Minnesota. So I don't, like in Minnesota, you got the real rap, like the rappers that's really doing it in Minnesota. First of all, you got to have a bag first. You understand what I'm saying? To get a name known in Minnesota. So a lot of the rappers that they got names here got their names out the streets and try to transition it into rap. And a lot of times it don't work like that. Now for the rappers that's backpack rappers and all of that, like it's just not enough. it's the thinking that you have to leave Minnesota to come up that makes people not respect Minnesota. You understand what I'm saying? Because they'll respect places like I'll give you a good example, right? We got the Red Sea. Every rapper that comes through St. Paul, Minneapolis, you got to perform at the Red Sea. Everybody performs at the Red Sea. But
why do you say that?
Because everybody performs at the Red Sea. Every rapper,
we did.
Everybody.
Yeah, we did.
Everybody performs at the Red Sea. Now the Red Sea though, we talk about it like it's trash. I've talked about it like it's trash many a times. I don't respect the lane that it gives to the artist, right? I don't respect the fact that people get a chance to go up on stage in front of a crowd and perform, and they ain't got to pay a lot of money to get on stage. They might not have to pay at all to get on stage some nights. And they could bring their own crowd, and it's a venue that's open to us. I don't think we respect the venues that we have, which term means we don't respect each other in this music game. So
how many venues are there for hip hop? Is that a problem, right? Because how many venues are there for hip hop?
See, if you think about it,
you let me know.
Hold on, but if you think about it, like Eminem, right? Eminem, Detroit. Everybody seen the movie 8 Mile, right? They had one spot that all the rappers went to and battled there, right? They didn't need 5 and 6 venues. They had that one spot and everybody went there and blew it up. But they all respected that spot. But the people in position, like the Red Sea, the reason why people don't respect the Red Sea is they don't respect the people in position at the Red Sea. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Like
the Red Sea,
no one looks at the Red Sea as a prestigious place for hip hop. Like no one's ever like.
But Dollar's saying, yeah, but Dollar's saying like the Red Sea itself also is problematic in this as well. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's sometimes okay, you have people who run the Red Sea, and I ain't gonna say dude name, but everybody know dude. But neither you really know dude. But he run the Red Sea, but you know what I'm saying? It's like he got a big eye, little you mentality.
Okay.
So it makes it hard to come up when the people that's in position to help you come up trying to little homie you the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So you have so if you don't get it on your own, the people in position to help you, they just gonna little homie you, because they don't want you to get bigger than a big homie.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer the question from being out here in Cali. Okay, now there's a different world of music in Cali, right? Minnesota is based off of mainstream, right? So the basis of Minnesota music is whatever's on the radio, whatever's popping, whatever's Billboard, whatever's top 10. These brothers out here, you listening to Mac Dre, but you wouldn't know who Mac Dre is unless the whole city, the whole town, the town built him up. Everybody there messes with them, and their music isn't just played in one place like the Red Sea. You go to every major club, that's what they're playing. You go to every radio station, that's what they're playing. In Minnesota, you can't get on the radio except for a 30-minute interval of local hip hop music. We got locals, and submit your music and we can play your music locally. They got radio stations that just play local music, and every now and then they'll sprinkle in some top 10 stuff. Every now and then they'll sprinkle in some top tier music. Like out here, once again, I'll be hanging out with them. They be listening to stuff, and I'll be like, yo, I have no idea who this is or what y'all listening to right now. I'm lost. Everybody else in that whole place, they jamming, they rocking like they was listening to Puff Daddy. Like the local people there is Bad Boy. The local people there is Death Row. The local people there is Rough Riders. They don't need all that other stuff. Y'all got that. We got our local stuff. So that's the problem with Minnesota. You got to do something special. You have to get up. You have to already be popular for them to play you in this clubs. You have to already blow up. You don't have to blow. Nigga, I can make a tape right now and go play it in the club, and they'll play it in all the clubs. They'll be like, yeah, you local? I mess with you. You from the town? I got you. Where you from? Where your mama from? Okay, cool. Let's play.
You know, Dollar said something that was super interesting, man, which is, you know, maybe a lot of these cats or some of these cats got to get all the way out the streets. And I don't remember their name, Reg or Deal Double, maybe you can help me. But back in like 06-ish, 07, there was a movement of these niggas that was rapping, and I think it was from the north side. And they had the heralds over north.
Street Kings.
Street Kings had a buzz.
Yeah, that's what I came up with in the music game.
Yo, Street Kings was popping, but yo, rest in peace. Yeah, rest in peace to BC. Yo, but
don't forget Roller. He was associated.
Rest in peace to Roller. Rest
in peace.
Wait,
I just seen him the other day, nigga. He was in some French fries.
But from what I like,
shout out to Roller.
And correct me if I'm wrong, because I ain't been there for a minute, but that was one of the most organic hip hop movements I had seen in a minute. Everywhere you went, it was Street Kings, nigga. Yeah. Every fucking like they had a street team, everything everywhere was Street Kings, and it was mad organic. And I think, you know what I mean, they got into some legal stuff, because I remember that Heralds, I think that Heralds got raided over north and shit like that, and then that might have been the beginning of the end to them. So when Dollar's talking about maybe you gotta stay out that street shit, you know, that's a prime example, because that and again,
but where you gonna get that money from? Because you just said you need money to get on, and a lot of brothers aren't pushed to go to work and go to school and go to college. And I was just talking to my barber about it, and we was like, yo, black men aren't pushed to go to school and get a nice job and get an education. Black men are taught be fly, look fresh, and get the stuff and just get money.
Minus education, because Reg, you're right in terms of, you know what I mean, like how you're gonna get the bread. There are real spitters in Minnesota, right? Like there's cats that can actually rap for real. You know what I mean?
No one even knows them in Minnesota, so how are they supposed to know them anywhere else? That's what I'm saying in California.
And that's why it's Dollar. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what's the hindrance?
Like for real, like
we don't embrace it in Minnesota.
What Reggie's saying is 100% facts. Except shout out to my radio station, 94.1 FM, WFNU, Frogtown Community Radio. We actually are St. Paul's only local radio station. So when somebody is not on a radio station, we play only local music. The best thing, the problem is, it's like, it's a mentality thing. So just like Reggie said, if you not mainstream,
they don't listen.
If you not blowing up, they don't, not only do they not listen, but it's a respect thing, right? So now
who's that? Who's that?
It's artists in Minnesota. I'll give you an example. Artists in Minnesota think if you not bigger than them, you can't help them. If they don't think you're bigger than them, so I got a radio station right now, right? It's a radio station. It plays your music on the radio station. You get paid, your spins get tracked for radio spins. So
are tracking spins up there?
Yeah, like it's a real radio station, like any other radio station.
That's real. That's real.
So we tracking spins. I don't know how many times I got to tell y'all, I got a radio station. I got a show I can put your music on. All you got to do is send me the edited version. What do niggas do? They send you the regular version. I can't play this on the radio, fam. Oh, you can edit it for me. So now you want me to take time out of my day to edit your music to play on my radio station that you're not even going to promote because you don't think it's big enough. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, I got a radio show. I got a platform for you to perform on. I got a podcast I'm putting out. I got a YouTube. This nigga came to my radio station. I edited his song, edited the song. I gave him a clean version. I edited. So I take 45 minutes out of my time of my day to edit his song for him so it can play on the radio station when he comes to the radio station, right? Niggas don't say thank you. Niggas don't give a fuck. You get a radio station. This nigga got the nerve to say, okay, don't play that on the thing because I don't like my radio versions missing the words. I would rather substitute the word. Well, nigga, give me the version that got the substituted word and I'll play it on the radio station. Now, it's still a radio station, right? But because it's not 89.9 or it's not like 102.5, the big radio station, they just play you.
But they would never play your stuff. They would never
not only would they not play your shit, nigga, if you send them a song and it's not edited, nigga, they're not gonna edit for you. So your shit's not getting played on 89.9, and because you think 94.1 ain't big as 89.9, now your shit's not getting played on 94.1. Or 104.7, which is in St. Paul too. Shout out to WEQY. That's the other radio station.
And shout out to KMOJ. Shout out to 89.9. You know what I mean? On the north side. Like shout out to 89.9.
It's like, okay, and then nowadays you don't need radio, right? So I understand that you don't need radio. But nigga, if he came to the radio station, I edited the music, did the interview. I asked the nigga to share the shit on your page. Share your interview, your radio interview, share it on your page, right? That should be something you should do. He won't share the interview on his page. He'll share his song. He'll share the same shit that only get 2 or 3 likes every time you share this shit. Share the video, right? That's it. All you gotta do is share. Watch it. It's your video. It's your interview. Share. So niggas think that because I'm not up here, that you know what I'm saying, then I don't have to respect that shit. Right. So I'm not gonna go for that. So I'm only gonna try to hit a home run. Well, nigga, guess what? You're not gonna hit a home run every time you go up to bat. But you know what else? Niggas get paid hundreds of millions of dollars for hitting it on first base and second base without hitting a home run.
Check this out. Who I am today doesn't mean I'll be that same person tomorrow. So you better be careful who you act funny towards.
Exactly.
So for example, we all know this. I don't know if y'all know the story or not, but I was working at a job. I had a supervisor. I'm fresh new to the job. I had a supervisor. She was talking greasy, not to me, but she was just very inappropriate jokes, inappropriate conversations. She was doing some real shady stuff to people. So I was like, hey, if it's not about work, we shouldn't have a conversation because I don't feel comfortable, right? Come down, next thing you know, I'm getting I'm getting hit up talking about, hey, can I see you in this side office? And I'm having a one-on-one with management talking about what did you tell her and how did you talk down to her and why did you act funny towards her and what did you do? She tried to set me up like I was being rude or whatever the case may be and being irresponsible. And I said I didn't want to work for her or with her, none of that, right? So after I get through the BS, I get a different position and then I get offered back at that old position, a management role. So I get a management role and guess who's my employee?
Her.
The same person. Now you got to ask me for PTO. Now you got to ask me what shift you get. Now you getting the night shift. You get the night shift and you'll be working on Christmas. What's up? You never know who will be. So just because you're ahead of me now doesn't mean you'll be ahead of me 2 weeks ago.
No, and that's real.
Now, let me say it like this. Let me throw this to y'all too. Do you know, and I want you to really be open-minded to this. There are people perishing from lack of knowledge. If you don't know better, you don't do better. And just because I'm 18, I'm 21, I'm 24, I'm 30, I'm 37, I'm 40, I'm 45, just because my number behind my name says grown does not mean that I'm educated or wise in that particular area, whatever area it is, that I'm mature or grown enough to have a clear understanding of what I need to do or how I need to act or respond. When it came to what you were saying, Reggie, when it's coming to what you're saying, Aaron, just because somebody can rap don't mean they're business savvy.
There's a difference between, business savvy and then there's respect though. So there's a lot of respect,
but again, you can't say that individual has a clear understanding of what respect is. You got to think about
outside of respect, what DO Double's providing is opportunity. And if you're not able to see opportunity, now we have an issue.
Go ahead. No, go right with what you're saying. If you're not able to see that opportunity, what do? You lose out on it. You lose out on the value. If you don't know the person you're dealing with and what they're bringing to the table for real, if you can't see the value in them, you won't get the value out of them.
But that's why I said I can get
the
that.
value of who he is. It ain't personal. It ain't that person being funny. It's that person not knowing.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say, Bernita. The only thing I'll say is this. I don't have a problem, and I agree with you on people not knowing and people being unaware. But when it comes to being just blatantly disrespectful to somebody, if I edit something and I do something for you, and there's no common decency of saying thank you, there's no common decency in being like, oh, you didn't have to do that, thank you. That's I have a problem with. But if they're talking about, well, I didn't know that was an opportunity, I didn't know what that was, then that's fine.
Does a 2-year-old know to tell you thank you until you teach him?
I'm not talking about a 2-year-old. I'm talking about a 20-year-old. I'm talking about an 18-year-old. I would never.
Go ahead, Dollar.
No, let me clarify.
To a 2-year-old.
Let me clarify. Me and Bernita are talking about a 40-fucking-year-old man.
But that's what I'm talking about. I would never expect. I wouldn't have certain expectations for respect for a child.
I have an expectation of a 40-year-old man.
Yes.
As a 40-year-old man who's claimed you've been in the rap game for 20 plus years since 1999, you know if a nigga editing your song, you know how to say
that's a cost.
You know if a nigga tell you to share a video and you share videos every day on your fucking social media page 7-10 times a day, you know how to share a video. That's disrespect, point blank.
Okay, but
I don't fuck with you because I don't value you. Like you said, Bernita, if he doesn't understand the value of something,
I can teach you that.
Fuck it.
But Dollar, is that indicative to, is what you're saying, this story that you're telling right now, right? Is that indicative to most hip hop artists in Minnesota?
In Minnesota, it's like you want to be a rapper, but you kind of don't want to do what it takes to be a rapper. You understand what I'm saying? So when you was talking about Street Kings earlier, they got their money out the streets, but they did what it takes as far as the rap game go, right?
These are facts.
So everybody that they wanted to, everybody that they met, they talked to, they put the shit in their hand. But see, they also had the same problem that everybody else has, which is big I, little you, right? It's called being humble.
Break that down.
A lot of people think they're better than you if they in a big. So if I make $70,000,
no, in that specific example, like you said, they thought that. Yeah, right.
So if big I, little you means I'm better than you, right?
Right. How did they display that?
Right. So
how did they display that?
So money. It's money. So when you got a pocket full of money, right, and you can pay your way into the doors that other niggas couldn't pay. So if I got $100,000, I could buy a van and wrap it with Street Kings around it and put my logo around it and have Street Kings driving around the van. I could pay niggas to hand out flyers about Street Kings. I could pay for all of this stuff. I could do my own promotion, right? Because I got the money to do it, not necessarily the talent. And the real story behind Street Kings is the Street Kings wasn't even the Street Kings. They bought their way into the rap group Street Kings. The rap group Street Kings was BC and Monk. They were Street Kings. But Twig, and the other dude, his brother and all of them, they said, well, we're going to join y'all because y'all the real talent, we the real money. And we're going to put this shit together, right? So they were smart. They said, I'm going to take some talented ass niggas. Y'all rap group is Street Kings. Well, now we all Street Kings. And I'm going to put my money behind y'all talent and we're going to come up together. So that's how the Street Kings got it. But once you put money in the issue, and then every time you turn around, nigga that's, you telling that nigga, oh yeah, you can't afford what I got, so you can't even talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know, like Reggie said, okay, I can't talk to you today. 3 years from now, let's see where you at.
And that's the only thing I'm saying.
That tell they got money. I wish somebody did tell me I couldn't talk to them. They're gonna hear me and feel me and smell me. And in that order. I don't let nobody tell me nothing.
But that's how they do it. That's how they do it.
That's how they do it.
That's just like, you know, I don't care because I don't know nobody. Plus, I ride around with that thing, so I ain't scared. A Red Sea, right? We talking about the Red Sea, right? That's the Minnesota staple. He gives everybody a platform. He gives everybody a platform. So you gotta respect him for that, period, right? Because there's no other place in Minnesota that you'll let people come and perform. But if you give me, that's like, if you give me this platform and then you shitting on me the whole time, nigga, fuck you and your platform. And then that's how the platform gets sour. So that's like if I'm drowning and I got my hand out and I say, save me, but the person that got their other hand on the other end got razors all on their hand. So they gonna save me, but they gonna cut my hand up the whole time they saving me, right? Well, if I get into that situation again, I know, okay, I got cut up the last time fucking with him. I'm gonna try to get somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can help me and hurt me at the same time. And that's the problem with the big I, little you mentality. So I'm giving you a platform, but I think I'm better than you because this is my platform and you're coming on my platform. So I'm the boss and you just an employee. No, nigga, we need each other, right? Because the radio station, I need artists. I'm not stupid. In order for the radio station to go, I need artists. In order for my show to pop off, I need the artists. Why do I need the artists? Because I need them and their fans to listen to me. So I'm not stupid. I'll never be egotistical. You have to be humble, right? So like people like DJ Academics, you know who DJ Academics needs? Everybody else around him, right? He can't keep sacking like he the shit, and he got to realize I need these guests. These guests.
If I didn't have a guest, if I didn't have an artist, yeah, I wouldn't have it.
They make my show. And see, a lot of times what people will do is they'll get in a position like mine where they'll have a radio show and then go around with their nose up because they got a radio show. And I'm going to fuck with you because I like you, but I ain't going to fuck with you. I'm going to fuck with you, but I ain't going to fuck with you. Or your music trash. I don't give a fuck if your music trash or not. Bring that shit to the radio station.
But that's what I was saying earlier, though. But check this out, though. But that's what I was saying earlier about the whole respect concept. And then not knowing, because what Bernita said was true. If somebody doesn't know, then they don't know. But it's hard for me to I'm not going to give somebody an excuse if they don't know how to respect another person. And you want to know why? That same person that you're talking about, if Rick Ross called him the other day, he would not act the same way. He would act a totally different way because he knows, hey, I got to respect this dude because he's doing this, this, and this. Or if Puff Daddy called him the other day and said, hey, I want you to do this, he would not talk to him the same way. There will be a different way to talk.
But Diodo, let me ask you this, man, and then we can move on, man. This is how I feel, and you tell me if I'm bugging, right? Is that I've always felt like, and Reg will tell you this, right? Reg will tell you this because when Reg and I used to do our little rap thing or whatever, like I used to always say, Reg, nigga, if we rap, I want a live band, right? I want a band that we rap behind, right? However, I said that, well, one, because I love live instruments, but two, Minnesota's a band town, period, right? And I've always felt like you could get into more places as a band, and bands are respected more in Minnesota or in the Twin City area than hip hop artists with just like a nigga that's nice with a mic, with bars, with a DJ, right? Like Minnesota is a band town, right? Whether it's whether it's Prince, right? And goddamn Flight Time, right? Whether it's Soul Asylum, whether it's Leroy Smokes, shout out to Leroy Smokes and Bus One, right? Like Minnesota's a band town. So I've always felt like Minnesota is a difficult place to break if you're a hip hop artist, because there's only a couple places that you could have performed back in the day, right? Red Sea, what was it? Blue Lagoon? Was there Blue Lagoon? Lagoon, Arnellis, right? Like there was only.
Remember, you was on the phone.
Right? Yeah. Right. There was only a few places that you could go. But if you had a band, or if you're a band, nigga, the world was your oyster. So I asked you, do you think that's a part of it? Because that's what I've always thought, that Minnesota hip hop is hard to break out because Minnesota or Minneapolis or Twin Cities is a band.
I think Minnesota is anti-black young black man more than it is anti-hip-hop. And because we have rhyme sayers, which is totally hip-hop, and they got a lot of support, and they can pretty much perform anywhere they want. Hence, they got the whole state fair to throw a festival at. You know what I'm saying? They're the first hip-hop group to throw a festival at the state fair in Minnesota, locally.
The Eminem effect.
Yeah, so because of rhyme, so rhyme sayers is expected, right? We will accept rhyme sayers because we feel safer with rhyme sayers at our venue. Whereas you got young black men, when you got young black men, they don't want to book you at any of these venues. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you come with a band, you be more acceptable, right? It looks a little better. The aesthetics look better. Yes, I'm an artist. But if you just say I'm a rapper, they not fucking with you in Minnesota if you're a rapper in none of these clubs or bars, because they don't want the problems that come with rappers.
I mean, you could perform at Tour de Cure.
I don't even know what that is. Y'all performed at Tour de Cure?
Did we? We sitting out here rapping our hearts out, nigga. People are just running, running by in a marathon.
Yeah, no, for real though. So I mean, that's what it is. It's just about being humble. If we could all be humble and support, because it's certain people like Shotty Boo. He had everybody's support. Shotty Boo had the city support.
Shout out to Shotty Boo.
We love Shotty Boo. Shotty Boo is the greatest rapper to ever hit St. Paul. But Shotty Boo didn't want to
disagree with that, but yes.
Man, you crazy. You ain't listening.
You crazy.
You crazy. Shotty Boo,
you crazy.
Right
listen,
now,
you crazy.
Right now, listen.
Wait, right now?
You listen to Shotty Boo?
Let me tell you right now.
Yes, I've heard some Shotty Boo. Is he fucking with, is Shotty Boo? And that's not to say Shotty Boo ain't nice, because he is. Okay. But I'm an old nigga. Is he fucking with like St. Paul Slim? No. Absolutely not.
On some real
absolutely not.
He used to write for St. Paul Slim.
If you ask St. Paul Slim will tell you he not fucking with Shotty Boo. And
St. Paul Slim, nigga.
I don't want to disrespect dude.
Because
you know, one time, let me tell y'all a story real quick, and then we're gonna move on to D Jones Reviews because I gotta go. But let me tell y'all a real St. Paul Slim story real quick. I was with Damien. You know, Damien, that's another person, right? Damien is one of the most. Damien LaShawn, shout out to Damien. Free Damien. Well, don't free him, but free him. He in jail right now. Shout out to Stillwater.
That was confusing. What do you mean? Like, free him, but don't.
Free him, but you know, take your time.
Yeah, you know, all right. I mean,
eventually free him. You know.
If you got to do a couple things first, we understand. Then you can get to his cell, let him out. But no, he was
already be free.
He was one of the most talented rappers in Minnesota, right? He got songs with Moneybagg Yo. He got songs with Young Dolph. He got songs with all of these artists, right? He had talent, and me and him put the work in, and then we got the money. But once he got the money, he kind of forgot about the work and the talent and never blew up. So he had all the talent in the world, and we was buying features with all the top artists. Like, imagine right now if Damien dropped his song that he got with Moneybagg Yo right now, automatically, or Young Dolph, right? If he dropped either one of them two songs right now, they're getting spins just because of his features, right? So he had the talent and he had the money, but you can have all of that. If you don't put the work in, you're not going to succeed. And I think that's where Minnesota falls short, is that they don't want to put the necessary work in to blow up. And then you get offended too quick. You can't get offended. You can't get offended. You got to stay humble. Yeah, shout out to Minnesota Fats. That's another artist.
Yo, Minnesota Fats. Probably the nicest nigga in Minnesota. That's the nicest.
Shout
out to We On. Shout out to We On. Minnesota female artist. Y'all still ain't mentioned her.
We don't know who that is.
Don't say Lizzo.
She's the seasoning, the flavor, the taste, the originality. Her name is Schobie and D. She got personality. Your girl is here. You better face reality. That what? I've been coming on strong. 46 years old, still got balls. I look in your eyes because I give you the stuff. But you better back up off here.
Scooby said what? Like we were supposed to know that next lyric. She said, I come like what? Nigga, I don't know the next lyric. Nigga, like I don't fucking know.
Y'all better tell that.
Hey, hold on,
I used to be in the basement writing it up for everybody in the hood.
We gotta get you in the studio, fam. We gotta get you in the booth. Okay, Scooby.
Sleep.
Okay.
Anyway, like I was saying.
The reason why I say Shotty Boo is
brother.
The reason why I say Shotty Boo is the best rapper, and no disrespect to Fats or Slim. The reason why I say Shotty Boo, because Shotty Boo can freestyle off top for hours better than anybody in Minnesota.
That's different though.
First and foremost, like I was saying, Minnesota Fats. I remember when this browser used to pick me up. Me and Dwight, he picked me and Dwight up from walking down the street going to the Burnsville Community Center or the Apple Valley Community Center, and there's Zuzu Trooper. Then when he started doing shows and stuff, I was the Hennessy man. So if I was on stage and I had the Hennessy bottle, so if you wanted a little sippy sip, you had to come to Famous with
Rest in Peace to Famous.
That kind of messed me up a little bit, but okay.
Sorry about Rest in Peace to Famous.
Rest in Peace to Famous. That was all fam. Like, so send Minnesota Fats, Sin and Fame. That's his cousins. So that's their first cousins and stuff. So shout out to Fats. Shout out to RP Famous, man. I miss him a lot.
Yo, shout out to Weon, man. Real talk, man.
Weon.
Yo, Reggie, right? Yo,
so
Minnesota Fats.
They used to put us on.
Probably
They used to put me on.
The Minnesota Fats probably the nicest nigga to come out of Minnesota, in my opinion, the most successful, hip hop nigga to come out of Minnesota. You know what I mean?
Yo, that was some real conversation. Our main topic of the day, Minnesota, the music scene, and just, being an artist in general, right? Because I'm sure the same rules that apply here apply to a lot of different places throughout the country, not just in Minnesota. But yeah, make sure you keep following us, the Original Podcast. Again, if you're listening this far, I appreciate you. You're a superstar MVP. Coming up next, one of my favorite segments of the day, Are You Serious is introducing, and this is one of the best introductions ever. Are You Serious introducing D Jones Reviews? Yes, coming up next, the segment you all been waiting for, D Jones Reviews on the Original Podcast. Let's go.
This is a part of the show that we just have to do, I guess.
You're
we try to dodge it every episode, but somehow it keeps coming back. Let us indulge in the big words of the D Jones Reviews. Ta-da!
So here we go. Yo, new week, new review. Welcome to D Jones Review. This week, we are getting into Her Only Fan, made in 2021. This film is about a serial killer on the loose targeting cam girls. This film is directed and produced by Jonathan Milton. He is known for The Perfect Wife. I think that was made in 2018. Behind Closed Doors in 2020, and Three-Way in 2021. So now let's jump into the cast. We have Tamika Madison. She plays the role of Blake. You may know her from Do's and Don'ts of Dating and from Behind Closed Doors. Next, we have Brie Hudson. She plays the role of Riley. She was also in the film Behind Closed Doors. Excuse me. Next, we have Marvin Young. He plays the role of Dominic. He's had roles in Next Lifetime and The Season. And lastly, we have J.D. LaGuardia. He plays the role of Jordan. I believe he played in the movie Rent-A-Car. So with all that being said, let's move on to the hits and the misses. And of course, we are going to start with the hits. So right off top, a thriller where the killer is targeting OnlyFans models. I like it, right? I ain't gonna front. Like, I like it. It's a good concept. The opening scene was fairly dope. It drew my initial interest. And the movie at certain points was relatively suspenseful. But now I have to move on to the misses. With that being said, I thought that there was way too much wasted time in this movie. From the awkwardly long transition scenes, the completely useless workout scene, not to mention from the first time we see the killer in the opening scene, it's almost 45 minutes until he appears again. All of that made this movie move slow like pond water. Like, Jesus Christ, like, speed this thing up. Like, what are we doing? Next, for the life of me, I could not figure out why they just didn't leave the house. Once they knew the killer was in there, nigga, just walk out the front door. There was nothing keeping you there. Nothing. Nigga, just leave. I didn't get that. Listen, let me keep it a buck. I can nitpick this film all day long. Like, I really can. But let me just fast forward to my main issue about Her Only Fan. There we go. My main issue with this film, Her Only Fan, is that it's not about a serial killer targeting cam girls at all. It's not about that, not even a little bit. It's about Blake getting her homegirls killed because her boyfriends cheated on her with them. And those girls just so happened to be on OnlyFans. That's it. That's it. Like, overall, listen, this film had an intriguing concept, decent acting. Shout out to Tamika and Marvin, and a cool opening scene. But after that, it moves so slow. I'm talking about like, nigga, slow like a full cup of lean slow, right? Like, this screenplay didn't do anyone any favors at all. It was all over the place. As opposed to having that useless workout scene or the 4 minutes of Blake and Riley taking pictures for their OnlyFans. And let me be clear with this, right? Blake and Riley, their characters, or just them in general, they're beautiful sisters, right? Let's be clear. I want to be unequivocally clear about that, right? They are beautiful sisters. But I would have liked to see Blake's character be developed a little bit more, right? Or a lot more in this case. I would have also liked if the killer had more of a presence throughout the film. That way, when it was revealed that Blake was working with the killer to seek revenge, it wouldn't have felt like, yo, that shit came out of thin air. And lastly, the title of this movie is mad deceiving, right? Like, call it, I'm mad at my girls because they hump my boo things, or I don't know, something. Listen, I don't make up titles, but call it something other than what it was, because it was not that at all. But now, let's move to the Black Fist rating. And with that being said, I'm gonna ask the people, as I always do, what do you think the Black Fist rating is of this movie? Schobie, tell me what you think, Mom.
Said it was good but slow, and I'll say
like goddamn pond water.
I always say 2. I feel like I'm just gonna say pump 2.
2. Okay.
Because it was slow.
Are you serious? What you going with?
I'm muted. I'm gonna say 2. Honestly, man, the way that you be reviewing these things, I don't know if you like no movies.
No, you bugging. I just gave Maya and her lover 4.
Even when you was talking about it, I didn't know if you liked it or not until you said your number. So I'm gonna need more optimism and more positivity from my
nigga.
boy.
I be trying, nigga. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna front, nigga.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
Fists.
All right, deal double. You probably didn't hear it, so.
Yeah, I heard everything, of course.
Oh, okay.
It was a what'd you say, Reggie? What'd you say?
Are you serious? Said 2.
2. Yep, that's 2 fists. The 2
All right, here we go.
Why you didn't guess what I said? Why you didn't agree with me? Wait a second now.
Oh, I didn't know you went already. What was your guess?
Schobie,
I said 2.
Her only fan will get the Black Fist rating of 2 Black Fists, which is Kanye shrug. Like it's not terrible, right? Like, it's not awful. However, the screenplay is all over the place. It had potential. But outside of that, like, it's just kind of like, all right, sure. But that's it. Yo, djones reviews on Instagram, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hey, listen, man. I've had people reach out to me and hit me in the comments, hit me in the DM. Yo, I appreciate the interaction so much, man. This is what this platform is for, right? For us to have fun, for us to engage, and I absolutely appreciate it. So if you need to get a hold of me, if you want to chop it up, if you have a review you want me to do, hit me. Again, I'm your hood movie critic, djonesreviews on Instagram, man. Holla at me. I love y'all so much, man.
We'll FaceTime and Zoom with you.
Please do. Please do something.
The link.
Yeah, please do.
Click the link in the bio.
And again, what I was talking about in the pod, man, like I honestly mean, man, I love y'all so much, man. Thank y'all for giving me this.
Appreciate you. We love you too, man.
And thank you for absolutely everything, man. Thank you.
All right, y'all.
We love you.
Welcome.
Let the white man face.
Love you guys.
Hey, the nigga, don't talk to me about the white man. Talk to Schobie about the white man, nigga. She got a white man penis on her.
Bye. I'm out after that one. Bye.